Many of you must have heard of recent news declaring that oil prices have gone negative for the first time in history and wonder why. Let's attempt to answer this with a simple explanation. To begin, let's take a quick look on Fortune's article with title Unreal. Oil prices go negative for the first time in history, and point out two things. The negative prices are referring to front-month WTI contracts. Front-month here refers to future contracts expiring in May, and WTI contract here means crude oil with price benchmarked against WTI, which stands for West Texas Intermediate. So what does it mean to have a future contract expiring in May? It simply means that the holder of the contract has to take physical delivery of the underlying, in this case oil, in the month of May. Let's put this thought on hold first as we explain what WTI crude oil means. In order to provide a comprehensive explanation, let's explore what exactly is crude oil first. The definition is this: non-refined oil extracted directly from the sea or wells. Crude oil actually has no use without refining. After the refining process, many useful byproducts could be extracted, including petrol, diesel, kerosene, and natural gas, etc. Now let's touch a bit more on the differences between extracting crude oil from the sea and from land oil wells. These are the two main methods of oil exploration in the world. The crude oil, which is extracted from the sea, can be transported easily by the help of ships. This represents crude oil, which is extracted from the North Sea near Norway, Sweden, and UK, and their prices are benchmarked against Brent crude oil prices. Crude oil of this region typically contains high percentage of sulfur. On the other hand, the crude oil which is extracted from the land wells is supplied with the help of pipelines or trucks that is quite expensive. This represents crude oil which is extracted in US America, and their prices are benchmarked against WTI, West Texas Intermediate price. Crude oil from oil wells is used to make low sulfur gasoline and low sulfur diesel, and is sweeter due to its lower sulfur content. We would also like to bring out three more points to elaborate on differences between Brent crude and WTI further. The first difference is on Organization of Petroleum Exporting Country, OPEC. Yes, OPEC. I guess many of you are familiar with the name OPEC. They are the oil cartel that determines production supply of oil to control oil prices. The point to note is that it is the price of Brent crude oil that is referenced and used by OPEC. Meanwhile, the WTI crude price is a benchmark and mainly used for US oil prices. The second difference is a market share. Two-thirds of the world crude oil contracts are signed in Brent crude oil benchmark, while WTI contracts are signed in American oil market only. In this way, the market of Brent crude oil benchmark is larger than the WTI benchmark. The third difference is the exchange their contracts is traded on. Futures contracts of Brent crude oil are mainly traded on the Intercontinental Exchange ICE, London, while WTI contracts are traded on New York Mercantile Exchange, NYMEX. Now that we understood the differences between Brent crude oils and WTI crude oil, we know that the contract price that went negative was referring to WTI crude oil. In fact, Brent crude oil is still far from negative territory as we speak. Alright, fundamentally, we know that corona pandemic has reduced oil demand tremendously. CNBC even stated that a decade worth of oil demand growth will be erased. Meanwhile, producers have yet to cut any of the supply, and this will mean the world is now filled with oil that nobody wants, causing storage to fill up. Now, traders holding on to May futures have to take physical delivery of oil, and they were not equipped to take physical deliveries at all. Hence, they were rushing to sell them to buyers who have already booked oil storage facilities. For the case of US WTI crude, it is typically transported through pipelines and stored in Cushing, Oklahoma, USA. But guess what? The main US oil storage in Cushing, Oklahoma is all booked. In addition, remember the fact that WTI's transportation cost is higher because it's transported via pipelines, which is a more costly and risky affair compared to Brent crude oil, which is transported via shipping. This means fewer buyers wanted to take these deliveries, and traders instead had to pay them a premium to take their oil, resulting in the price of oil going negative. Or more specifically, we can say the WTI crude oil May futures prices are going negative. We hope that you enjoy our explanation on why oil prices turned negative. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. If you have not checked out our previous video on why is yen still a safe haven, please click on it now and watch it. If you have not realized, this video was actually made to answer a viewer's question in our previous video. So please share with us your why question under the comment section and we will attempt to answer them through our video content. Thank you.